The battle to get into our list of most ridiculous persons this week has been so competitive that we haven't found space for Lord Bates, who arrived late to answer a question at the House of Lords and was then so ashamed of his tardiness that he automatically resigned on the spot, which is simply the most British story that has ever happened. Lord resigns over minor embarrassment. In at number 3 this week, it's Culture Secretary Matt Hancock, who has launched an app called Matt Hancock, where you can satisfy your insatiable appetite to know all things about Matt Hancock, a need which is shared by many people, 100% of whom are Matt Hancock. If you download it, you do start to receive some fairly disconcerting messages from the app, such as Matt Hancock wants access to your photos. However, if you have it on Android, where it is plagued with bugs, you get a much more familiar message in the form of Matt Hancock has stopped working. In at number 2 this week, it's the artist Ventigo, who was nominated by our follower Michael McDonnell. Ventigo tried to take her emotional support animal onto a flight, which isn't necessarily bad, until you realise that the animal in question was a bloody big peacock. It gets sillier still when you read that Ventigo doesn't take Dexter the peacock onto the subway because she doesn't want to traumatise him. And that makes sense. The subway is loud and can be scary, but I'll tell you what really doesn't take the edge off that. Putting the peacock in an enclosed space which is even louder and can start shaking violently without warning. And in at number 1 this week is David Davis and his number 2 at the Brexit department, Steve Baker. Both are up this week after a leaked analysis claimed that Brexit would lead to slower growth in every possible scenario. This looks particularly bad for David Davis because months and months and months ago he told us that there were Brexit impact assessments, but then last month he told us that there were no Brexit impact assessments. And now this comes along, which leads me to think that I'm not sure about this, but maybe David Davis doesn't have a clue what he's doing. But then along comes Steve Baker and he says that this isn't what is formally known as a Brexit impact assessment. No. This is an analysis. An analysis of the impact of Brexit. But Baker couldn't see what the fuss was about because government forecasts are always wrong. And he said they were going to keep on tweaking at the model, presumably until it starts saying that Brexit's going to be an economic triumph. But if that's then the government forecast, then it must be wrong because they always are. Oh no!
It's a trap!